So the second chapter begins with Urara telling Maruo that Kiho ruled as the great Oyabun of Shinjuku, and under his command, the Enma Syndicate and Kabukicho underworld maintained the honor code of Jingi. But after his death, the syndicate fractured and fights started erupting between families to decide the next leader. And now gang warfares were pretty normal throughout Shinjuku. Maru asks about other gang members, to which Urara replies that they don't have other gang members, only two of them are present. And since they have no office, no big gang, and no car, they can easily manipulate the chaos of the Shinjuku underworld and easily hide themselves. Maru starts questioning Urara that whether both of them will be able to accomplish their goal or not. Maro is a type of brawler and he can't seem to progress the plan of Urara. So his head literally explodes figuratively. And a little girl asks about what they are talking about, to which Urara replies that they are talking about a manga where Yakuza are a thing and Ayashimon are. Urara tells Maru that the entire border of Shinjuku is under surveillance except for one part, Shinjuku Gyoen, and they have to pass through a guard named Hashihime to enter Shinjuku at night. Now they see the guard. The guard is a yokai who takes which takes the form of a woman, and the woman works at the garden during the daytime, and at night times it guards this border. But the guard swats away Maru like a fly, which Urara can't seem to believe that how easily he got taken down. And the yokai removes her mask and takes the form of a beautiful lady. And boys, we have a new waifu. She tells Urara that it was pretty reckless of her to enter the area of Shinjuku with a human who is this much weak. Hashihime tells Urara that the syndicate has become more dangerous and vicious since they have abandoned their old code, and she tells her to she Hashihime tells Urara to return back. We also find that Urara is the illegal daughter of Kiyo, the former chairman. Hashihime explains to Urara that after Chairman's death, she herself escorted her out of Shinjuku because Chairman loved her and she wanted her to keep safe. Urara gives Hashihime a sinister look and tells her that she want to know who murdered her father and she want to have revenge for him. Urara tells how helpless she felt and she curses everything, the syndicate, the Ayashimon, everyone, for those who are responsible for her father's death. Urara tells Hashihime that she will take her family crest's memento and destroy the syndicate as a parting gift to her father. And our boy returns. As Maros starts getting pumped up about the fight, Hashihime again wears her mask and turns into her yokai form. Hashihime challenges Maru into a one-on-one duel and both start fighting. The fight continues and Hashihime starts pounding Maru easily here and there. The fight continues. Hashihime tells that a normal fist can't break her arms, but Maru in the end breaks her arms. Urara expresses a concern that she can't seem to believe what type of a human Maru is. Urara has an orgasm thinking how she will use Maruo to achieve her dreams, and subsequently the nearby buildings were destroyed of Hashihime and Maruo's fight. Maruo defeats Hashihime, and Hashihime asks Urara that she will use Maruo as a pawn, to which Urara gives a sinister look and says yes, that she will use the boy as a pawn. Hashihime warns Maruo of the dangerous world of Shinjuku and tells him to remember the four names. These four groups are the most dangerous groups of the entire Shinjuku underworld of Ayashimon. First, there is the New Enma Syndicate, then there is Todoroki and Alliance. Man, the dude from Todoroki Alliance looks like Crollo Lucifer. The other two groups are Ayashi Beastars and Kori Hotel Group. Hashime also tells Maru to learn the rules of one-on-one duel so that she can protect Urara when the time demands. And the chapter ends here.